Well, President Obama is set to pat himself on the back for his great 8 years in his farewell address tonight live from Chicago. But while President Obama does his victory lap, President-elect Donald Trump is already getting ready to undo a lot of Obama's policies once he takes office. Here to break down what could be on the chopping block, Fox News contributor and contributor for the Washington Examiner, Lisa Boothe.
Hi, Steve.
Good morning to you. So here at the old chalkboard, let's talk about how Donald Trump could actually take a chainsaw to a number of the executive actions and other things that people aren't familiar or aren't popular, don't really like. One of them that we hear a lot about is the Paris Climate Agreement. Trump could actually do something about that, right?
He has. I mean, look, Trump spent a lot of time talking about manufacturing, talking about job losses, talking about onerous regulations. And that's really what President Obama binded us to. And what Donald Trump could do is potentially withdraw from a 1992 convention, which was sort of the parent to the climate deal. So that is one way that he could try to unravel it and get out of it.
But you know, the green part, the green people, the greenies, people who are pro-environment, they love this.
Oh,
and
they
if
love
Donald Trump
it so
blows
much.
it up, they're going to just go on the warpath.
They are, but you know what? I have a sinking suspicion, Steve, that Trump's not as worried about those guys. So it's just me. But,
all right, next card. Oh, immigration executive action.
Exactly.
That has to do with the Dreamers and others?
And others, yeah.
The young people brought in the country?
Yeah, and this was an executive action by President Obama. It was pretty wide sweeping. We're talking about millions of people. And remember, this got a lot of blowback as well. And this is also something President-elect Trump has vowed to take action on immigration within his first 100 days. So this is something that we could see him reverse. And it's also been struck down or at least blocked by the Supreme Court as well.
Now, this is bipartisan. The Iran nuke deal. There are Democrats who don't like this as well as Republicans.
There are, that's for sure. And Donald Trump has been, President-elect Trump has been very critical of the Iran nuke deal as well. But there are some people like Senator Bob Corker who are saying that we should strengthen as opposed to trying to get out of it. One way President-elect Trump could do that is by claiming that, you know, Iran breached the deal, breached the contract, or potentially signing legislation to impose new sanctions against Iran. So there's a couple of outs that he could take, so we'll see what he has to do there with that.
All right, from the nuke deal to the nuclear option was used to actually pass Obamacare. There he is, famously signing it back in the day. There are all sorts of things they can undo with this.
Well, and there hasn't been much that President Obama has done with Congress. Granted, this was done on a partisan basis, but Republicans are talking about repealing Obamacare, also replacing. This is something that we're going to see even on Capitol Hill this week. So be expecting a lot of action on Obamacare here in the coming weeks and months. So it's going to go away. On his first day, Barack Obama said he was going to close Gitmo. We're coming up on the last day. It's still open. What could Donald Trump do? Well, President Obama obviously has not closed down Guantanamo Bay, if I could talk, but he has offloaded a lot of these dangerous criminals. We know the recidivism rate is 30%, if not higher. So a lot of these guys are going to re-engage on the battlefield. But Donald Trump has vowed to keep it open, and he's also said that he's going to fill it with, quote, bad dudes.
You get rid of all this stuff. What's his legacy?
Well, and that's what's really interesting. So for a president who has staked his ground and made so many decisions in the name of legacy, a lot of what he could get done, because a lot of it wasn't in correlation with Congress, could potentially be reversed. So it's going to be interesting.
Stay tuned. All right, Lisa.
Always a pleasure, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.